Pacifica Radio, I'm Christina Onnested. Another day of extreme weather as global heat waves have contributed to deadly wildfires in North Africa, where at least 34 people are dead and 100 injured by wildfires fanned by high winds in Algeria. In Greece, a helicopter helping to battle blazes in the Rhodes area has crashed. A third heat wave has brought temperatures to 104 degrees. In the U.S. Southwest, Phoenix is forecast to hit 26 days of temperatures at or above 110 degrees today. Meanwhile, other extreme weather around the globe, tornadoes with winds up to 140 miles per hour were recorded in the Swiss Alps. Tornadoes were also recorded in Austria, France, and northern Italy. A new climate study finds heat waves around the globe are a cause of continuing buildup of climate change caused by warming gases in the air. The research from the World Weather Attribution found the increase in heat-trapping gases, largely from the burning of coal, oil, and natural gas, has made the heat wave in China 50 times more likely, with the potential to occur every 5 or so years. Intense heat waves from California east to Florida and Mexico are now likely to happen every 15 years, and the heat in Spain, Italy, Greece, and some Balkan states is likely to reoccur every decade, according to the report. Swedish climate activist Greta Thunberg was arrested Monday for blocking access to an oil facility in Sweden hours after a Swedish court fined her for disobeying police during an environmental protest at the facility last month.
We must remember who the real criminals are, the ones who are committing the real crime, and that will be true even if we have jailed all climate activists in the world, because we have truth on our side and we have morality on our side, and that will not change.
Greta Thunberg. Mass protests continue in Israel over the government's judicial overhaul, limiting the Supreme Court's power to weigh in on legislation and hiring practices. Hundreds of thousands of people fanned out in Tel Aviv overnight, burning tires, setting off fireworks, and waving national flags. In central Jerusalem, police mounted on horses unleashed water cannons and a foul-smelling spray at protesters, arresting nearly 40 people. Video showed police dragging protesters by their hair and neck, beating people until they bled, and violently pushing them back with batons. Thousands of Israeli doctors have walked out of work. Labor leaders are threatening a general strike, and Army reservists are refusing to show up. Critics say weakening the country's Supreme Court will erode the systems and checks and balances. Monday's vote was just the first in a series of measures that make up Netanyahu's judicial overhaul. It came despite 7 months of fierce popular resistance and the opposition walking out, refusing to vote. In the U.S., the Justice Department is suing Texas Republican Governor Greg Abbott over a large floating barrier that the state placed on the Rio Grande to stop migrants from entering the U.S. The lawsuit filed Monday asks a court to force Texas to remove the bright orange buoys that the Biden administration says raises humanitarian and environmental concerns. It's the latest escalation of Texas's border security operation that also includes razor wire fencing and arresting migrants on trespassing charges. President Joe Biden has signed a proclamation establishing a national monument honoring Emmett Till, the black teenager from Chicago whose abduction, torture, and killing in Mississippi in 1955 helped propel the civil rights movement. The Emmett Till and Mamie Till Mobley National Monument will be located across 3 sites in Illinois and Mississippi and will be federally protected places. President Biden's administration has announced new rules meant to push insurance companies to increase their coverage of mental health treatments. The new regulations announced today would require insurers to study whether their customers have equal access to medical and mental health benefits and to take remedial action if necessary. I'm Christina Onnested, reporting for Pacifica Radio.